Quadraphonic. Again, as I said before, I'm a multi-channel guy since 1998 or 1999 when I got our first DVD video player. But I got this one basically when I bought the turntable, and I went over to InGroove. I saw this in the bins. It's in really good condition. It's a great album. Picked this one up in Sedona last weekend when we went up there for vacation. Another good one, but this one's got to get e-cleaned. This was already e-cleaned. So the reason I'm doing this video is I started looking on eBay, and Quadraphonic LPs are pretty cheap. I mean, compared to some of the astronomical prices that other LPs are going for, you can get them pretty cheap. I mean, and if you got a decent playback system, the way I decode them is I use the THX Cinema on the Onkyo. I find it's my favorite preferred matrixing, or being able to take the out of phase elements from the front, left, and right, and then remix them into the back in stereo. Using ProLogic 2, or what they call now Dolby Surround, just to make it simple, or DTX Neo 6 or whatever. It doesn't do it right. But the THX Cinema, THX Music, THX Music is what I use, and it's so cool. Like that Stanley Turrentine album, I forget who plays organ on here. Oh, damn it. I forget, but there's an organ player on here, and drums, percussion, bass. Hey, Ron Carter on bass, very cool. Idris Muhammad on drums, very cool. Keyboards, Bob James, well, we know who that is. Okay, so it is Bob James. No, that's piano. Richard T on organ. Yeah, that's it. So his organ bits, they come very clear but a little subdued in the back channels only, and then there's other parts where they mixed different instruments. Now I know that there's fuck it, I'll do that later. I know that there's what was it, there's the SQ method, there's the CD4 method, and I think, what the hell, this is Columbia. Columbia's method was what? Yeah, SQ. And this one was what? CTI. Fuck. CTSQ. Okay, so this was SQ, yeah. So, anyhow, I just put it in THX Music, and I get that discrete channels in the back effect without all the noisiness of having to buy those old decoders and then wiring them in and all that bullshit. Now the purists out there says, no, you gotta have it, And again, even with multi-channel 5.1 SACDs or DVD audio discs or Blu-ray audio discs only, and now with Atmos, the purists are like, well, it's not natural. Well, you don't know where these people were in the studio. I know that if I'm listening to a jazz album, right, whether it's a studio recording or a live recording, pretty much the mix is the bass player is either going to be hard right or in between the phantom center and the right channel. The drummer is either locked into one channel or the other, usually the same channel that the bass player is in, which I never really got, but whatever. Or they'll put the drums in the middle or in the phantom center and just kind of spread between the two speakers, with your pianist in the middle or off to the left or on the left channel blended into the phantom center, right? Well, the cool thing is with a surround mix, if it's a discrete surround mix like DVD audio or DVD video for that matter, or Blu-ray audio or Blu-ray video discs, well, now the engineers got 5 channels plus low frequency effects channel, right? And I think it's great. Now, I did find on eBay for 30 bucks, I think, a quad version of Dark Side of the Moon, right? And I know that it's been reissued on the Blu-ray, the Immersion Dark Side of the Moon, which my friend has, which I've been meaning to borrow from him one of these days. Well, I'll try this disc out and see if it's anywhere close to the SACD surround version that I have. Now, the one problem is when I do use the THX music mode, it will kick in the center channel, but it won't lock everything into the middle. That's what the THX Cinema does. But the THX Music, it's kind of like the old Dolby Pro Logic panorama mode, you know, or wide mode, right? So yeah, then there's a Jeff Beck album that I'm looking for. I'm gonna see if I can get it on eBay cheap. It's got Cozy Powell on drums. It's also another quad release. And for me, it's kind of cool because now that I've kind of filled up that rack full of vinyl, my wife's laughing her head off. So, you know, I've actually got LPs now on the floor underneath it. So yeah, I got to buy another one of those racks from Amazon and try not to fill it up so fast. Can't afford it now that I'm doing all this Dolby Atmos shit and whatever. And yeah, so I'm gonna go get into quad. Now the other thing I read too, that is because I've got a Shibata stylus, supposedly that was the stylus of choice back in the day because it could really dig into the grooves and get all the high frequency stuff out for the matrixing uh, setups that they had back in the day. But yeah, I'm not gonna buy a discrete a SQ decoder or a CD4 decoder or buy some special electronic box that does. Nah, you know, it's more work than it's worth, and then I'd have to repatch everything and fuck it. Basically, yeah, that's my little quad you know, commentary. And again, guys, have a happy new year, all the best, and see you on the next one. Bye for now.